Hello and welcome to Energy Vision Global. In today's session, we are going to understand two very important parts of the oil and gas industry: upstream and midstream. If you are a student, beginner, or someone planning to enter the energy sector, these two terms are important to understand because they help explain how oil and gas move from underground resources to industrial systems. At first, these words may sound technical, but don't worry. In this video, I will explain them in a simple, clear, and practical way. So, let's begin. Before going into details, let us first understand the big picture. The oil and gas industry is commonly divided into three major parts: upstream, midstream, and downstream. You can think of this as a journey. First, oil and gas are found and produced. Then, they are moved and stored. And finally, they are processed and delivered as useful products. In this video, we will focus on the first two parts: upstream and midstream. So, in simple words, upstream is about finding and producing oil and gas. Midstream is about moving and storing them. Let's start with upstream. Upstream is the first part of the oil and gas value chain. It mainly includes exploring for oil and gas, locating reservoirs, drilling wells, and producing hydrocarbons from the ground. In simple words, upstream is the stage where the industry goes underground to find and bring oil or gas to the surface. This is where many technical professionals play important roles, such as geologists, geophysics, drilling engineers, reservoir engineers, mud engineers, directional drillers, mud loggers, and well site geologists. So, whenever you hear about seismic surveys, exploration blocks, drilling rigs, well planning, directional drilling, reservoir evolution, and well testing, you are mostly hearing about upstream activities. Let's imagine a company believes there may be oil deep below the earth. First, experts study the area using geological information and seismic data. If the area looks promising, the company drills a well. And if oil or gas is found in commercial quantity, production begins. That full journey from searching to drilling to producing belongs to upstream. So, upstream is the starting point of the oil and gas industry. Why is upstream important? Upstream is important because without it, there is no oil or gas available for the next stages. It is the stage that creates supply from the subsurface. But it is also one of the most challenging parts of the industry. Why? Because it involves uncertainty, expensive drilling, complex engineering, and high operational risks. A company may spend a huge amount of money on exploration and drilling and still not make a commercial discovery. That is why Upstream is considered technically demanding and high risk, but it is also one of the most exciting stages because this is where discoveries happen. Now, let's move to the next stage, midstream. What is midstream? Midstream is the part of the industry that comes after production. Once oil and gas are produced, they must be gathered, transported, stored, and handled before reaching refineries or processing plants. That is the job of midstream. In simple words, midstream is the connection between production and final processing. This includes things like pipelines, compressor stations, storage tanks, terminals, transportation by ship, truck, or rail, and gas gathering or handling systems. So, if upstream brings the resources out of the ground, midstream helps move it safely and efficiently from one place to another. Imagine crude oil is produced from a field in a remote desert area or from offshore operations. That oil cannot remain at the production site. It must be transported to a refinery. The same is true for natural gas. Gas may need to move through pipelines to a processing plants or a distribution system. The system used to collect, transport, and store these hydrocarbons belong to midstream. So midstream is like the bridge between the oil field and the refinery or processing plant. Without this bridge, the product cannot continue its journey. Why is midstream important? Midstream is important because produced oil and gas have value only when they can reach the next stage safely and efficiently. Transportation and storage may sound simple, but in reality, they require major infrastructure, engineering, and strict safety systems. Pipelines must be carefully designed and maintained. Storage system must safely handle large volumes, and transportation must follow strong operational standards. So, midstream is not just about moving products. It is a major technical and commercial part of the industry. Simple way to remember. Let's make it very easy. You can remember it like this. Upstream, find it and produce it. Midstream, move it and store it. That is the easiest way to remember the difference. So, in today's session, we learned that upstream is the stage where oil and gas are explored, drilled, and produced. Midstream is the stage where oil and gas are gathered, transported, and stored after production. These are the first two major parts of the oil and gas value chain, and they are both essential for the industry to function properly. In the next video, we will understand the third major stage, downstream, where raw hydrocarbons are turned into useful products like gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, lubricants, and petrochemicals. Thank you for watching Energy Vision Global. If you found this session useful, support the channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing, and I will see you in the next video.